First of all, is the answer yes?
The answer is absolutely yes, Joe, and I am ready to work. I am ready to do this with you, for you.
Kamala Harris has built a career on working, fighting, and most of all, not being afraid to be the first.
I'm so proud to stand with you. And I do so mindful of all the heroic and ambitious women before me, whose sacrifice, determination, and resilience makes my presence here today even possible.
She's the daughter of immigrants who fell in love as activists during the civil rights movement. Harris's father from Jamaica, an economics professor at Stanford. Her mother left India to attend Berkeley, becoming a leading breast cancer researcher. After they divorced, Harris and little sister Maya were raised mostly by their mom. She passed away in 2009, but Harris has called her the most important influence in her life. Today, quoting her in this new Biden campaign ad.
Growing up, whenever I got upset about something, my mother would look me in the eye and ask, "So what are you going to do about it?"
Harris is now 55, a wife and stepmother, but she's often candid about how her early experiences shaped her, including perhaps the most talked about and controversial moment of her presidential run, when she criticized her now running mate's record on busing.
Growing up, my sister and I had to deal with the neighbor who told us her parents couldn't play with us because we were black. You know, there was a little girl in California who was part of the second class to integrate her public schools, and she was bused to school every day. And that little girl was me.
At 17, Harris moved to Washington, D.C. to attend Howard University. There, she writes in her autobiography, students were taught that we were young, gifted, and black, and we shouldn't let anything get in the way of our success. She says becoming a prosecutor was her calling because she wanted to help change the system, working first in Oakland, then elected as San Francisco's district attorney, and eventually the first black woman to become Attorney General of California.
I devoted my life to making real the words carved in the United States Supreme Court, equal justice under law.
As Harris's national profile has risen, her record as a prosecutor has been both praised and criticized, some on the left chiding her for not being progressive enough. But when she returned to Washington 4 years ago as a senator, she earned a reputation for showcasing those prosecutorial skills in high-profile hearings.
Yes or no?
Well, is there a person you're talking about?
I'm asking you a very direct question, yes or no?
When Joe Biden selected Harris as his running mate yesterday, it made history in many ways. But it was also a choice with deep personal meaning for Biden because of Harris's close friendship with his late son, Beau.
I know how much Beau respected Kamala and her work, and that mattered a lot to me, to be honest with you.
The former vice president now betting Harris's decades of working, fighting, and breaking barriers will help him win the White House. Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.